Hey, gorgeous friends, it's Alyssa. Happy February. Oh my gosh, this month has so much magic in store, and I'm really excited to bring this energy update for you today. So, if you're watching this live, hello. If you are watching this on the replay, hello. And be sure to like this video, share it with your friends because you are a miracle, and so are all the people watching this. And it's such a gift to be able to just share that energy of being a miracle and being a divine light with others. So be sure to pop us a comment and let us know what you think of this energy update. Today, I'm going to share the main energy themes for this month that I think you're really going to want to work with because they're really potent and powerful energies. So before I dive into the energies of this month, I want you to think back to the last 3 months because you've been likely asked to work with your relationships, your relationship to money, and your relationship to yourself, and having a bit of a revisiting of those things. And so by now, I'm guessing that you've really come to some conclusions. You've come to some knowings. You've come to some sort of like an understanding about who you are now and how your relationships want to be with respect to money, with respect to your relationships, with respect to your relationship with yourself. So this is a really exciting time, a lot of forward momentum. Not to get too much into the astrology, but all planets are direct starting today. If you're watching this on the 3rd, all planets are direct. And the first energy I want to talk about this month is that you are in a powerful portal time, meaning that we've got 3 activation dates specifically this month. The first was yesterday, 2/2/2022. The next is on the 20th, 2/20/2022, and then the third and final date will be 2/22/2022. And so the significance of the 2s really is about unity. 2 is about unity and harmony. However, there's an intensification as the month goes on. And so you may very well have found yourself in the first part of this month having like a butting of the heads, feeling like you're bumping up against unity, meaning that you maybe in a relationship were feeling like you were butting heads, or you were feeling really disconnected from your person, or feeling really disconnected from life in general. I've heard from people even that they had thoughts about checking out from the planet. It was such a strong energy. And so this energy of unity, this energy of divine connection is coming through really strong. It's being activated on another level of divine as and through you. But first, what tends to show up in this energetic container is all of the ways that you might be disconnected, or all of the ways that your subconscious mind has in the past chosen to disconnect you and really keep you feeling very separate. So as this month continues, you're going to want to really look within yourself and install or energize or breathe in more of that divine spark within you, and take moments of just pure consciousness. I talked about this a lot in my program Ascend that we did this last week. It was a 5-day course where we just started to practice being in God consciousness, being in presence. And so the more you can be in the present moment as divine, as and through your physical body, the more you will start to energize and feel this connection between yourself, first and foremost, and everyone around you. So this month, again, going back to the 2s, all the 2s, it's an intensification of unity consciousness. It's an intensification of divine union, mostly the union between you and you, the divine connection between you and your source of all that is, between you and you remembering that you are a divine creator of your life, and that the more you unprogram yourself from the old matrix that you're separate, that you have to go outside of yourself to make something happen, that you have to, go to the church or go light the incense or go, do the ritual in a certain way. No, it's about you remembering that you are divine, that all that divinity lives within inside of you. So it's a very powerful, potent energy, and it keeps getting amplified and amplified. And, one of the things that I think is really important to remember about energy, just as you're looking on the internet and seeing all the memes come your way, is that a lot of the memes are singularly focused with the energy. For example, they'll say, expect this, like expect super harmony in your relationships. And while I totally believe in setting your expectations for harmony, something that can happen when there's really potent energy is you'll sometimes see the flip side of that coin. That's why I always wear this coin, because a coin has both sides. Energy has three sides: the flip, the other flip, and then the outside. And so your goal is to sort of see where you're at on the spectrum and then move to the outer shell of the energy and see it as an observer. So this time, if you do happen to see those contrast moments or the flip side of the coin where you're feeling really disconnected from people, where you're feeling really disconnected from life, where you're feeling disconnected from your person or the person that you love, just remember that those are your opportunities in that moment to reconnect first to yourself, and then to reconnect and really setting that energy, that internal energy, setting that internal intention to connect instead of disconnect, setting that internal energy to find that love and be the love, even in the place where maybe somebody else is being a jerk or somebody else is, not acting the way you might have them, to just really formulate yourself and breathe in love and send and be love, even when somebody else is not acting accordingly. So this is the time. That's the time, this 22222 portal happening 3 points this month. By the way, this won't happen again in your lifetime. So this is a special event, and how I'm really seeing it is just blast waves of divine love and light coming into the planet, flooding onto the planet. So much so, for those of you who follow this work, I'm seeing it as a time when really, no matter what the news media is portraying, I'm really only seeing one outcome, which is people awakening, people ascending. But you're really going to see that on a mass level this particular month. And to go along with that, I don't really even know one person who's not going through something fairly difficult. And so if that's you, I know that you guys, you miracles of light who watch this, you are awakened. You are totally on the journey. And what is really important to remember when you are is that when the tough happens, when the hard days happen, or the accident or the tragedy or whatever happens, to remember that you are still a divine being of light, that you are still walking around as divine in physical form, and that you can still breathe that energy into the moments of hardness. This life is not necessarily without hard, but it's how you react and respond to the hard that will keep you in a different vibration and a different frequency. It can literally, Wayne Dyer used to talk about this a lot. It can keep you, if you're running and you're headed for a fall, it can literally keep you from falling, being in that divine, loving presence energy. So a lot of divine energy coming on the planet for this month. I'm also seeing this key to freedom. So this massive freedom activation is coming online right now, and I'm calling it the key to freedom. It's literally showing up in the energy field as the key. And the key to freedom is using your intuition. If you think about any situation that you've ever had in your life, trying to logic it out in your mind is never the key to freedom. What's the key to freedom is really using your intuition, really understanding what does your internal heart say, moving from your head down to your heart and asking the heart, what does it say about this? What does your intuition tell you? How do you feel about this? For example, if you're deciding on, maybe you're gonna get a new office this month, or you're looking at a new home to buy this month, when you walk in, what is your initial feeling on it? That's your intuition in action. And your intuition actually knows far before the logical mind can work. And the intuition is lightning fast. In fact, my mom and I were joking last night because I heard her in my head and I called her. And she said, oh, I was just thinking of you and I wanted to talk. And I said, of course, it's so much faster when you ping me in the head than when you send me a text. It works faster. And she and I both laughed because she knows that I'm not the best at responding to texts. So this intuition is lightning fast. It works faster than light technology. In quantum physics, we know that this is true. And so using that intuition and not discounting it in any way is really your key to freedom. But even beyond that, there's more freedom coming online. And for those of you who are really into the freedom movement, that personal sovereignty movement, one of the keys that's going to be really big for you is holding that frequency. It's the frequency first idea, meaning that if you are feeling restricted, if you're feeling, like what is going on in your town isn't working for you, the key is to hold the frequency of something very different first within your energy bubble and really install that frequency inside of you. You can command the energy in. You can say, I now command the energy of freedom to come to me and through me and radiate out. And as you do that, other people get to feel and entrain to your particular frequency. And so that's the most important thing. It's frequency first based living. I don't know about you, but I got trained into a world of the goodies first. Get the goodies first and then feel the feelings. If I get the house, then I'll feel amazing. Or if I get the person in my life, then I'll feel amazing. Or if I get the, bank account, then I'll feel amazing. But it's frequency first. So what frequency do you need to feel first in order for this to show up in your life? And in fact, I actually have a podcast episode coming out this week about frequency first, where you can hear a story about how I manifested my first dream home using frequency first. So this is a big part of the energy. It's the freedom energy that's really coming on strong. So lean into this energy. If you're feeling it, lean into the freedom energy, install it in your field, radiate it out. Again, without judgment, without that, you're doing it wrong and I'm doing it right, any sort of notion of that, but seeing others as divine beings of light, but sort of you radiating out this bubble that people can then feel into. And remember, what means freedom for you might not necessarily mean freedom for others. And to give you an example, what is a dream home for one person is actually a shanty and a shack for another. So we won't want to judge about what that freedom needs to look like for somebody else, but just anchoring in that frequency of freedom. It's here to stay. It's here this year. You're going to see a lot come out to play on both sides of the energy this month, March, April, May, and beyond. So just know that your role here really is to anchor in what it feels like to be free, regardless of the outside circumstances. Okay, so then the next energy is moving onward in new ways with new people. So coming back, if you didn't catch the start of this energy update, we talked about how you've been the last 3 months really reviewing your life and reviewing the people in it. And odds are this month you're going to be moving forward in very new ways with new people coming into your life. All of the clearing out you've been doing. Let's face it, you've been doing a lot of letting go. You've been sort of scanning the areas of your life, cleaning up those areas that you needed to clean up. And then now you've got a ton of space, most likely. And so all of a sudden, all this cool new stuff can come in. And it's a really great time to tune in and check yourself when you meet that new person and you're like, oh my gosh, I just met a new friend, or oh my gosh, I just met somebody who could be a love interest or a business partner. You really do want to check in with the self and make sure that this new connection is formed in the new bonds of you that is healed and trauma-free and is from a place of divine wholeness, as opposed to the place where you might have been. If you're anything like me in the past, I did a lot of attracting of people from a trauma-stained lens. One of my amazing clients, Mandy Harvey, actually talks about the trauma-stained lens. That's her saying, not mine. So I did a lot of attracting from that place. And so you're going to get to the place where you've cleaned up your energy system enough that you're attracting new people. But it's a great time to just double check and make sure that these new connections, these new people, these new places in your life are really coming from that place of wholeness. And here's a quick check, is if it feels the same as it always did. And you know, when you close your eyes and you just kind of scan the list of maybe your past business partners, or maybe your past relationships, or your past friendships, they all kind of have certain check marks that you could put there. And so if this new person or situation coming in has a lot of those same check marks, you may want to ask the universe for the opposite side of the coin to come in. Show me what's different than this, universe. Show me something new than this. Sometimes people get the contrast first, and then you'll get the updated new version. So sometimes we have to see the old coming back around and go, aha, I can actually see this coming, and I'm not a yes for this anymore. And now I'm going to ask the universe to show me the updated version of the new. So if you are in the moment of really calling in new things for yourself, a new place to live, new friendships, new relationships, new love interests, new business partners, really ask the universe to show you what that looks like from your new energy, being a conscious creator of your life. That can really go a long way. Let's see what else for this energy. Being part of the world now is something that is really coming into play. You're going to see, again, a lot more freedoms, opening up, expansion, especially as we move into the tail end of this month and into March. So really getting back into life and feeling what that feels like to get back into life and being part of the world. You might also have some feelings like, I don't know if I want to be part of the world now, but it's important to be a part of the world. If you're feeling the energy of, no, I just want to stay at home, or I just want to snuggle in the covers, or I don't want to go out today, understand that that can be a pattern of behavior that many people have gotten into over the last couple of years. So just know that we're transitioning out of that. I'm noticing so many 4s on my screen right now, so that is amazing. The angels are on it, just really inviting you to move into this new energy space of getting up and out. And many of you are in the process of building something new. So you'll be getting out in the world, building something new from a new energy in a new way. And that's very exciting. Let's see, what else? Lots of breakthroughs and support for change happening specifically this month. So if you're like a lot of people right now, it's the first week of February, and you might be going, oh, well, Alyssa, I'm not seeing it. So just know that there are a lot of breakthrough energies happening for you this month. So if there's something in your life that you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm so over this, I'm so done with it being this way, you're so supported in the energy of breaking through that finally. The energy really wants you to break through this and have a different experience. So part of what I feel is really important to when you're working with energies is to realize that right now is sort of the time of clearing out some of the old energy. In fact, I'm seeing a picture of the tarot spread of just all swords, all cards of swords, which is typically hard fought battles, having to battle it out, or like having energy blocks. So right now, in the first couple weeks of February, it might feel like you're being blocked or somehow something's not manifesting, but really stay focused on these new potentials for change. Stay focused on what you're breathing life into, especially when it doesn't look like it's happening. Just know that it is happening behind the scenes, and literally what I'm seeing is just obstacle after obstacle after obstacle being removed from the energy field, specifically so that you can do it in a brand new way, so that you can do it in a brand new, really fresh, new energy that feels amazing. So keep breathing life into that. Keep breathing life into what you're creating. Keep visioning it. Hold that frequency first, and just sort of hold tight for a minute. The energy again is really strong right now, so it's also very tempting when the energy is strong to make lasting decisions. And so this first couple weeks of this month is really not, for some of you, the best time to make lasting decisions. Trust your intuition though. If you feel like, oh my gosh, I gotta go for this now, do it. But it is that more highly charged magnetically in the field. It feels like electricity coming through, lightning bolts. So just know that it's very strong energy, and that, like a lightning bolt, it has a really strong charge. So if you do find yourself needing to make a decision, do, but it is a great time if you can wait just a couple of weeks. The energy is going to be softer, a little more gentle, a little more soothed out. Okay. Let's see, what else do we have? I want to just ask you a quick question, and this is something to just take a look at in general, is when you scan this last couple 3 months that you've been going through, if you think about what really came back around for you to re-look at, that's going to be something that going forward is going to be really important for you to do differently. So for example, if in the last 3 months your finances came back around for you to look at, it's going to be really important, because we're still dealing with a lot of grounded, practical energies. And so you want to go, well, how can I do finances differently? If it was friendships, really looking at, well, how can I form friendships in a different way? Or how can I do my friendships differently? If it was a love relationship or a living place, how can you do this differently? That's going to be really important. And knowing that what you start now actually is setting the energy for the next 10-year cycle and longer. So anything that you're starting right now has got a really great potential to keep forward momentum, to be highly lucrative for you, and to be really supportive for you. But it might take a little more momentum building time. So just know that you keep going with it, and do it differently than you've done it before. That's going to be so important. I just can't stress that enough. This time in general, this month is a time, and I'm seeing it as like a flood of love. So this flood of love that's happening, and it's a specific heart activation that's happening. And some of you are telling me you're feeling this physically, like you might just be walking around and you kind of feel the heart chakra or the heart area really expanding, or feeling like tingles radiating out through your chest. And this is what's happening to the new human. I wish I had the quote in front of me. It's from Gary Zukav, who I just love. And I'm going to get this quote so wrong. I'm sorry, Gary, in advance. But basically, he talks about that you are birthing the new human, and you are literally creating new genetics and creating this new human. I say it a little differently. I talk that you're the bridge generation, that you're bridging the old way of doing things from the head to the new way of doing things from the divine heart. So you're getting this massive flood of love activation this month coming directly from your heart. And I'm seeing it like a link up that doesn't bypass your system anymore. It used to be that the link up energetically was a source outside, well outside of you, that would kind of come through your head first and then through the rest of your energy system. And I'm just seeing this as like a direct energy kind of to the front of the body, directly to the heart, directly to the throat, directly to the crown. And so this energy is a really beautiful energy, but it's flooding the system with joy and love and beautiful, beautiful energies for this month. So anytime you're not feeling that is a great moment to just rest in stillness. Just drop all of your thought and land your awareness right in your heart, and remind yourself that at any time you can choose that frequency of joy and love, regardless of what's going on. And you can choose how you're looking at the things. In fact, I took a picture of this today. I was walking out to my car, and it's 2 degrees here, Fahrenheit degrees in Canada, and this Canadian woman came out of her house and she goes, "It's really warming up here, eh?" And I said, "Oh, you Canadians are so cute," because 2 degrees is so much warmer than -27. And in her mind, that was like really warming up. And in my mind, I still thought it was quite cold, because you guys know I'm a summer girl. I'm a Hawaii, Arizona girl. So I just thought, isn't that funny? So at any moment in time, you can choose to see the viewpoint of love. You can choose to feel the frequency of divine source energy. So some tips and takeaways, as always, for today and the energy is to ask yourself, what are you growing within yourself? What are you building now? How are you building something brand new in a way that you haven't done it before? What are you really, truly choosing to activate in your world, in your divine self? And really ask yourself, one of the things I talked about in my last training was setting the energy for the day and really radiating out that energy. But ask yourself this question: once you get up, how conscious can you remain during the day? How in touch with your divine source energy can you be? These are all great questions to ask yourself, and just witness yourself, notice yourself. Don't beat yourself up, but find the moments when you're not in tune and when you're feeling out of the beautiful positive energies that we talked about today. And all you need to do is just bring yourself back to that moment of awareness, of peace, of divine love that's always there for you right in your heart. So that's the work right now, my friends. And let's see, what other tips and takeaways do you have? Here's a quick other question for you. What are you shifting into a higher frequency? This is one of the biggest questions, and I've kind of said it a couple other ways, but look around at your life and just ask, what are you now choosing to shift into a higher frequency zone? Is it your daily life? Is it your body vehicle? Is it your finances? Is it your relationships? What are you choosing to shift into a higher frequency? And what are the frequencies associated with that? And when I say frequencies, simply stated, I mean feelings. Is it ease? Is it peace? Is it, fun? I have a client who said to me the other day, she said, "Oh my gosh, Alyssa, for the very first time in my 6-figure business, I don't feel fear any longer." So you see, you're shifting out of old ways of kind of feeling about certain things and upshifting that frequency into other things. So my dears, that is the energy update for this month. It's a beautiful opportunity to see more of who you are. It's a beautiful opportunity to see the places where we're not in divine connection or divine harmony, first and foremost with ourself and our relationship to life. And if you can just catch yourself in that moment and bring yourself back to a place of love, you'll have it. Okay, my friends, I hope you like this video. Please share it with your miracle friends. Like it, and send it out into the universe. That helps us. And I just want to thank you so much for being such a miracle of light, for being so brave and so bold to be here on the planet right now at this extraordinary, amazing time. So thank you for your courage and your bravery. And most of all, thank you for your divine light. It's gorgeous. I can see it from here, and I love you so, 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 so much. Okay, bye for now, everybody.